Welcome to yet another episode of the In the Hall with Klev and Ty podcast. I am Klev.
I am Ty.
Ty, how we doing this week?
Man, it's been a hell of a week. And
Oh,
for some reason, this Tuesday feels like the Monday-est Tuesday I have ever experienced.
I just discovered earlier today that I have gray hairs in my mustache.
It happens, man. Quick.
Yeah, it's
Me and my
yeah.
husband had a baby, and he went gray real quick. It was crazy.
It's like do you remember the contrast of like how youthful and full of hope Barack Obama looked when he got inaugurated in comparison to when he left after the second term?
Yeah.
He just looked done.
He went to war.
Yeah.
And it happens to like every president. No president leaves the Oval Office looking better than they went in. Okay? Ever. Because either you dead or you gray. Like that's it.
he was so just young and full of energy, and he was out there playing rec basketball and shit. And
hell no.
But this is, if you are a fan of this podcast, this is gonna be one of them ones because I don't know, the universe kind of just said, we gonna give y'all some stuff to talk about this time. I mean, we didn't have much last week. All right, we got you.
So much to talk about that we had to like figure out how we was gonna fit everything in this episode because we had so much. Well,
let's do it.
First up, we have been talking about this anticipated album by The Weeknd, titled Hurry Up Tomorrow. It was supposed to come out in the middle of January, but because of the LA fires, he pushed it to the 31st, was the last day of the month. And we got to listen to it, and I've got thoughts.
Who you want to go first?
Okay, so let me just start by saying I absolutely love The Weeknd. Okay, I think he's great. I feel like this was very when I was the first listen through, because I had to listen to this more than once. I don't feel like this is one of those things where you get to listen to it once and go, yeah, I got everything I can get out of that. Like, there was just so much happening, and the lyrics were all like deep and intense, and I was like, wait a minute, back up. What do you mean by that? But I was expecting something different because when Wake Me Up came on, I was like, oh, and then it was a whole different ball game. By time.
Let's talk about Wake Me Up, okay? So, like, I guess out the gate, we get I've heard Scarface, but I've also heard Godfather Part 3. It definitely sounded like a Scarface sample to me.
Yes.
But it was very Weeknd-esque.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. There is like, I swear, there's like this unwritten rule in music, R&B in particular, to where there is a handful of artists that is allowed to even touch anything Michael Jackson related.
Right.
I got it. It is an exclusive club. And then they switch. One thing about The Weeknd, he's gonna give you some beat switches. He's gonna give you some beat switches, and he's gonna give you some drops.
Yes. And that's the thing about The Weeknd, is that he makes it where you have to listen to the entire song because you don't know if the song is gonna change. So, like, even if you want to skip a song, you have to scrub the song to make sure that song didn't change mid-song, because that happens quite a bit with him. And so it's like, because I had a couple songs that I didn't like, and I was like, I really want to skip this song, but I was like, watch something happen, and I didn't skip this goddamn song. So like, so the first sit through, I don't skip anything, but I was like, I don't know, but Wake Me Up was a banger, like out the gate. I was like, oh, this is going on a summer playlist. I'm playing this song all fucking summer. And then we get to the next song, and I'm like, wait a minute, where are we? Where are we in the universe right now?
To be fair, the singles for this album was Sao Paulo, which is the song that you're talking about. That was a
Yes.
single. And then Timeless with Playboy Cardi was a single. Two of the weakest songs on this album.
Yes. Not that I don't like Timeless, but just, it's not my favorite. But I also like Playboy Cardi. So like,
on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving this album? I think we got to start giving ratings.
ratings? Okay, so I would say rating overall, I don't like this as much as I like Dawn FM. I think that I'm giving, because Dawn FM to me is a 10 out of 10 album. I would give this a solid 7, just because there were songs on here that I could live without. And on Dawn FM, I liked every song.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting, right? Because we're usually relatively the same when it comes to us reviewing music.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. This album for me is a strong 8.5, 9.
Okay. And
this album is incredible to me.
Not that I think this album is bad. I'm just going off of what I would rate other things in his in his music.
Yes.
In the category of his music. And if I'm giving Dawn FM a 10 out of 10, okay, and this album has a good 3-4 songs, even though there are quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit of songs, because there's some that are just kind of like songs like I Can't Sing, which is not really a song, it's just kind of like a filler interlude. Yeah. There is quite a bit of music on here. I have a good 3 or 4 songs that I did not care for. And that matters. Because to me, will I buy this on a record? That's how I see this. Because I will only buy something on a record if I feel like I can listen to it front to back, because you can't skip a record.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I want to listen to this front to back. And
okay.
That's
okay. So this is gonna be great. This is my perfect.
Before, we didn't know. Also, I don't know what's going on with this whole we're not showing the features until the album's been out for a week business. But like, there was clearly features on this album, and I could tell who some of the features were before then. But when we listened to it, the features were not released, but the features are released now. So I should probably say that.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie, I don't mind that. It was a pleasant surprise. It was a pleasant surprise to hear like the Future feature. When Future came on, I didn't know. Yes. That was a pleasant surprise.
I loved that. And I actually really like that song. I have it marked down here that I really enjoy the show. I have that like marked on here because it was one of the songs that I really liked. I think I got bored once we got to the part of like Niagara Falls.
My God! What?
I got bored at Niagara Falls.
That's one of the best songs. Oh yeah. This is great. This segment's gonna be great.
For me, it got too wispy for me. But honestly, that was my first listen through. It was my first listen through. It was Saturday morning, and I think that like I had consumed a lot at that point. And like I said, I don't feel like this is an album that you listen to once and you get everything.
No.
I think that you have to listen to it more than once to get it all. And I think that that's what happened to me. I had gotten like song fatigue by the time we had gotten to Niagara Falls, which is towards the end of the album, and I had listened to a lot by then. So I was like, so I wrote down the first listen to that I was bored by time that happened. So like, not that I was bored with the music, but I just couldn't listen to anymore. And then once we got to these slower tracks, I was like, oh, I have to. So when I listened to it again, my notes have on here that I think I just got song fatigue by then. And so I have different opinions the second listen through. So if you, I will say this when it comes to longer albums for me, like we were talking about this last time with Chris Brown, once we get to like 23, 24 songs, I literally cannot listen to albums that are that long. It is just too much content for me. Way too much for me to digest and absorb.
We're looking at you, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yes, we don't need 40 songs on an album. And I think that that's just what happened the first time around with me on this album. And then once I listened to it again, it was fine. But once I got to Niagara Falls, I was literally losing my mind the first time.
Okay, let me give you a different perspective on how to look at this album, because this is conspiracy theory Klev.
Not conspiracy.
This
Got the
conspiracy
hat on,
theory
guys.
Klev.
Tinfoil is ready.
And I have a couple little tidbits to support my argument here.
Okay.
I don't know in what capacity, okay, but I do believe this is the last Weeknd album.
Yes, I think so too. I think that anything he releases now will be under Abel.
If anything, yes. So I don't know what, but I do think that this is the end of the Weeknd.
Yes.
This album is very dark. This is and it didn't start off that way. I
Right.
think that's kind of the thing, because we start off with, like I said, we start off with Wake Me Up and Cry for Me. Wake Me.
But
This was very. This was more your speed and Don FM, because you love more of the synth pop sound,
mhm,
and that was heavy on Don FM.
right.
So like, Wake Me Up kind of gave you that, but then by the time we get to like Baptized in Fear,
Yeah.
this album goes to Beauty Behind the Madness for me, which is one
Right.
of my favorite Weeknd albums.
Right.
A much darker tone when we talk about Enjoy the Show. Enjoy the Show was like sad.
Yeah. But I also felt that if you listen to the music for Wake Me Up, not the music, but the lyrics for Wake Me Up, it is one of those like cry in the club songs. You know what I mean? Like the lyrics are really sad, but it's against this incredible beat. Like like there's so many songs that are like that, where like Dancing on My Own by Robin, which is like this insane dance song, and it's about this girl who's crying like because her boyfriend has moved on and all this other stuff. I feel like this never get this is never the album is never happy, if that makes sense. Like it sounds happy, but it's not.
I
In the
don't
beginning,
know. For me, I ain't gonna lie, with the exceptions of the two interludes and the two singles,
mhm,
it's not a skip from track 1 through 14 for me. I'm
okay,
not gonna lie to you.
that's fair.
I'm and once again, he did the thing. He did the thing I love. We talked about this with Ty Dolla $ign. We talked about this with Little Tecca. He blended every single song into the next song. It's a seamless transition throughout this album. I love when people do that.
Yeah, he did that on Dawn FM too. He normally is pretty good about doing that.
The transitions from the end of Baptized in Fear to Open Hearts,
Yeah,
chef fucking kiss.
he does a really good job of that, of making sure everything is listenable, um, and you don't have that hard gap in between, like a pause and then next song starting. Um, but yeah, I do think that by time I had gone back and listened to the second half, that I did understand the concept of the album more. And like I said, the first time round, I think that there was just so much to absorb that I just was like, I'm overwhelmed and I had to turn it off and then come back to the second half. And I
He
think,
complete he completely fell off the wagon this album.
yeah, I was like, because by time I got to Hurry Up Tomorrow, I was like down
And
in the fucking dumps. Like I
and yeah, no,
was
this is
on this.
like this is damn near depressing.
Yes, it's depressing.
Cause
It's
you
like
end
I'm
with a
not a good lover.
you
I'm never
end
like
with a ballad that's pretty much saying, I'm ready to die. I've accepted this. Like
yes,
what?
and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
And
literally, I
and a
needed.
fun fact, if you line them up side by side, I don't know if you noticed, if you line up the two songs side by side, the end of Hurry Up Tomorrow blends into the beginning of his very first song from House of Blooms, which was his
Oh
very first project.
yeah,
It's intention in that.
yeah. So yeah, this album was really great. Like I said, I had a couple of songs where like even on second listen they just were not my favorite. But if you're struggling like me to get through this, because like you said, it is a dark, it's just a dark project.
It's yeah,
If you're struggling to get through it, take a break and then come back to listen to it, because I feel like that helped me a lot to digest everything that was going on, because the music, the lyrics are so deep and moody and broody, and like by time I had like digested like a good 12 songs, I'm like, I can't listen to any more of this. So I mean,
I'm happy damn.
no, goddamn. So yeah, feel free to take a break and come back to it. But yeah, no, I really like this project though. Don't know if I'm gonna get this on a vinyl, but I do.
I'm kind of shocked. I thought you was going to love this album.
Not that I don't love it, because I do think it's a great album. I just, I feel like,
Cause
I don't
see,
know. Like I
I,
said, this album is just so, it's overwhelming.
I can see that.
It's
See,
overwhelming.
and I gotta. I guess I gotta go back to Dawn FM then, cause that was like a 7 for me. There was only
So,
like there was like three. Now, granted, there were very strong like songs as far as like his discography. Some of my favorite Weekend songs are on Dawn FM,
right,
but like it's only maybe three songs I go back to on that album. Out
right.
of Time is by far the best song of that album. He got into that Michael
I
bag
love
again.
that album, because I feel like the same way with Wake Me Up, this is also an album about like things coming to an end, like to a close. And but all the songs sound happy but they're sad. And I think this album is just plain fucking sad. Like they don't even sound happy. Like they are just sad. And I
And
don't
like
and we will talk about the Grammys in a second, but he did have a performance at the Grammys. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I did.
Um and literally this music video felt like this album. It felt like it. Like it literally, like the performance, when I listened to this album, it felt exactly like this feels. And it was overwhelming. I was like, dude, okay, you gotta stop this. You gotta stop.
Did
There's
you
not enough
see the
Lexapro in the sky to handle how much sadness is going on here.
Did you see the Hurry Up Tomorrow movie trailer?
Yes. I just help me.
Just for kicks, we should review that movie when it comes out.
We'll put that in the shows, I'm sure.
Just for kicks.
Also,
I
I'm a
have
little scared of him making things after that TV show he produced.
Yeah, he
That
got
was
Jenny Ortega this time. Like, let's be
hopefully this
hopeful.
situation.
Let's be hopeful. I have a few more things to talk about musically for this past week. I did listen to ESG's new album, I Ain't Feeling You. Unlike The Weeknd, this is a very digestible project coming in at 12 songs, 33 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, man. He just don't have it no more, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's wrong. And you know, Better Than Life or Death was one of my favorite albums of 2021,
Right.
and I said that was the last great trap music album because it
Right.
sounded like a early 2000s trap album.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, I like I don't know. And it bothered me, right? Because the very first song, Free Rico, it comes on, right? And then right before the start, you get the gangster Grizzle. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what he needs. This is what he needs right here. No drama, no drop the rest of the like, why is this on here? You hyped me up thinking this album was a Gangsta Grills and didn't do
It's not.
anything with it. Drama didn't say nothing. They didn't get no drops through the whole project. And then once again, like I talked about with the Little Baby album, he's overshadowed by his features on here. Now, granted, he doesn't have a lot of features.
Right.
He got one, so he has one song with V's and Rallo Rodriguez. And then he has a song with Little Baby and Travis Scott, which is probably the highlight to this project.
Uh-huh.
But it's still nothing to really, you know.
I have a question. This is
What's
a little
up?
topic, and we don't really have a whole lot of time for off-topic things. But do you feel like sometimes people just have a shelf life, and that not necessarily that they can't come back from things, but just that sometimes people have a moment, and then that's just what it is?
Yeah, there's millions of examples of that.
Right.
Uh,
And I
Little Baby is a perfect example.
right. And I feel like this is happening before people's eyes, and they're like, what happened? Because me and my brother and my cousin, and we were all talking and about what we believed our greatest, like, what if person would be. And you can't pick somebody who's dead because obviously they're dead, and like, whatever. So it can't be like Tupac or Biggie or whatever.
Yeah.
But like an artist who's still living, like, what is your greatest, like, what if? What if they had the better production, or a better this, or a better that? Like, who do you think would have had like a monster career if if something just would have happened for them? You know?
That is a great question.
Right. And mine was Tiana Taylor. I feel like she would be huge right now if she were just given the management and the people she needed to make that career possible. But they didn't do anything with her.
You know who is mine, and it's the fault of his own? Chance the Rapper.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because like you won a Grammy, my nigga. You was on top of he was untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
You got married and everything went to shit.
The big day.
You
The
got
big day
married and everything
here.
went to shit. Oh my god. That's a great question though, man.
I
But
feel like that's for people that, but
let me see. Other people that have announced new music. Yo, I am personally excited because this Friday I am getting a joint project. Larry June, 2 Chains, produced by The Alchemist. Life is
yeah,
Good comes out this Friday.
I'm excited for that.
I need some vibes. I need some vibes. But we got a lot of people who announced new albums. First, Young Blue has a new album dropping on Valentine's Day, which is gonna be a very busy day musically. I'm gonna touch back on that in a second.
Right.
Let me see if I got the name of this album. As Young Blue is another one of those. He's if he doesn't deliver with this album, he's gonna become that what if story for me.
Because I liked his last. Was it his last project or project before, and you didn't like it? There was one that I liked that you didn't.
Yeah, his second album, Tantra, was garbage. Because Moon Boy was my favorite album in 2020. That was my number one album in 2020. To go from that to Tantra, and then I think then he did like Love Scars 3, which was like okay. What was it, Love Scars? He put out like 2 other albums after that. He put out an album last year, which was widely forgettable. I saved like maybe one song just because Jacquees was on it. But he has a new album on Valentine's Day, What Makes Us Human.
Okay.
He is not the only person that is dropping on Valentine's Day. I will touch on that last. Just today, which is interesting, DJ Khaled announced that he's working on a new album.
Oh my god. We don't want another one.
Are we gonna get another whole verse? It is well we but
Can we not?
he announced that. Also, which is pretty cool, Corday,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Sapp,
Oh.
Lotto,
Okay.
Leon Thomas.
Man.
Those are 4 artists who's been announced to appear on the Tiny Desk this month for Black History Month. I am pretty excited.
I couldn't have. Could you imagine Marvin Sapp at your workplace? I'd be sobbing. I could literally be crying at work. That would be insane. No, I can't be twerking one day and crying about God the next. That's insane.
This Leon Thomas Tiny Desk I need like yesterday.
Iconic.
That's the one for me. The Lotto one should be fun. Also, they put out the music video to Procedure today as well.
I love that song.
And then last but not least, and I think this is the biggest announcement. This came out, I believe, yesterday. February 14th. It is official. Some sexy songs for you. Party Next Door, Drake, dropping on Valentine's Day.
Okay. So.
Is Drake on the clock?
Yes. Immediately. Because literally the Super Bowl is this Sunday.
Yes.
And which we'll talk about Kendrick here in a minute. But Kendrick
and then also you have to think also
swept this motherfucking planet at the Grammys.
And then also the Weeknd don't fuck with you and he's probably gonna do like 300,000. This is Judgment Day for Drake.
Stand before us. I don't know if you saw him in the crowd with that shirt with the bullet holes in it.
Yeah.
My fucking God.
Oh
my
God.
I can't stand that man.
So yes, Drake, Party Next Door. I believe the album is called Some Sexy Songs for You. There is a teaser video out previewing one of the songs. I'm not gonna lie. This summer might be lit.
Also, I don't know if it's out or not because I haven't gone back to check, but there is a music video for Sticky.
I don't think it's out yet.
I don't think it's out yet. I didn't go back to check. I don't remember exactly when it was supposed to come out. I thought it said the 9th.
Also, I'll have to fact check that to see if because I'm not sure. I've seen the little preview, little teaser.
Yeah.
Also, Lotto has a remix to Blick Something with Playboy Cardi.
Okay, I love it. I don't know why, but I just do. I have no real reason. Somebody could stick a microphone in my face and say, "Why do you love Playboy Cardi?" And I'd be like, "I have no idea, but I just do."
We get I am music before the summer.
hope.
That's the album I'm most scared for because I don't think I'm gonna like it. I
I'm serious.
don't.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of this low register Playboy Cardi. It's throwing me off.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment because there are some songs lately where I've been like, but I still like Playboy Cardi.
Whew. Okay, 30 minutes in. Let's go. Cause this is.
Ooh,
you know what, But before we even get to all of this, it's almost poetic justice that 10 years ago was the Grammys that Macklemore beat Kendrick Lamar for Rap Album of the Year. That was 10 years ago. This was like this was like the Grammys on Soul Train.
it was. I mean, when I tell
This
you this,
was the blackest.
they said it's February. Get it together.
Oh my. Okay, so the Grammys were this past Sunday.
Yes.
And when I say, because we always criticize the Grammys of always fucking up or getting something wrong.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. This might go down in history as one of the greatest Grammys ever, and I'm not mad with anything that happened. I'm mad with one thing that happened on this night, but we'll get to that.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and get the big thing out the way. Kendrick won 5 Grammys.
He swept. We said it.
He won Record of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, Best Music Video, and Song of the Year.
He had a Canadian tuxedo on.
And I appreciate that. Because everybody comes to the Grammys and they're all dressed up and shit, and this nigga got jeans on. Very him. And I appreciate that. But yeah. I mean, when I tell you and 4 of these are really big. Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, Record of the Year.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. One thing that white woman gonna do is drink her wine and hype somebody up on stage.
Oh, listen. I'm actually really excited about this because, I mean, it's really interesting how the world turns because Kendrick has a song with Taylor Swift, which is Bad Blood. And it's very interesting that we're in the middle of a rap beef and then we got a Chiefs Super Bowl where she's gonna be at, and we got a song about not liking bitches. And then on top of that, we got it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. But speaking of Taylor Swift, she presented Best Country Album, and
Man.
and it was awarded to Cowboy Carter by Beyonce, which I think is such a full circle moment. Also,
The look of shock on her face, and this is Beyonce we're talking about.
right.
The look of who? That was.
Which, in all fairness, in this category, Post Malone was in it. So
Yes.
I mean, like, so
That was.
really, and
That was.
this didn't have like any super like not necessarily like well-known country artists, but this was not like a deep country category. It's weird because which is strange.
But listen,
But
as a black man, I'm taking it. This is poetic justice for what y'all did to Kendrick 10 years ago.
That's
This is
fair.
our get back.
But also, I just think because I remember the VMAs, they wanted Beyonce to win, and that's when Kanye ran up on the stage and said that she had the best music video of all time, and all this other stuff. So I think that it actually was really sweet that in this moment that Taylor could give an award to Beyonce. Not saying that Beyonce deserved it over her or anything, but just as a country music who started off as a country music artist, Taylor Swift, giving Beyonce I don't think that Taylor cared, but it just,
Now you did bring up Kanye.
We'll talk about him later. We'll talk
Okay.
about him later. We got other
Okay.
shit. Fuck him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him later.
What
I'm
else we got?
about best R&B album going to
Like, yeah, they got it right.
yes. For 1111, the deluxe version. This is Chris's second Grammy. He hasn't won a Grammy in a very long time. I think his
And I
first.
think this is that as a Chris Brown fan, this was kind of the full circle closure moment. I think because he's put out so much great music throughout all this time but we all knew like Grammys were never going to, for like obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time, man. I
Yeah.
think this to me signifies it's finally time to just let it go.
Right. And so this was a really, really wonderful moment. I wish that he got to do the Michael Jackson tribute. Not saying that Lord, I be forgetting people's names so bad. God, what is her
I
name?
just told you I have gray hairs in my mustache. We old.
No. Monet.
Janelle
What?
Monáe?
Yes.
Victoria Monet? Janelle Monáe?
Oh. What?
I,
Not Victoria.
Janelle.
What is her name? What?
Janelle Monáe.
Yes, there we go.
I have a thing or two to say about her too.
Okay, so she did a Michael Jackson tribute, and I really wish that Chris Brown was the one who did. But
Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Right. So best rap album went to Doechii. Alligator.
And I kept saying, I'm like, hey, y'all, don't be surprised she win this. I said that for like 3 episodes.
Right.
I kept saying, because I'm looking at the nominee and I'm like, I'm not in love. I'm not like in love with any of these.
Yeah. And so, which she said that Lauryn Hill won this, but she won this with the Fugees. Okay. Cardi B is the only single female rap artist who has won this category besides Doechii. So, I mean, she was giving Lauryn Hill her flowers, but she won this as a group with the Fugees. So there's only been 2 women who have won this single-handedly on their own.
Male dominated.
Yes. Which is Cardi B and her. So, yeah, no, I'm super, super excited. She deserved this. Very, very deserving. Her speech was beautiful. So, yeah.
Also, shout out to Rhapsody. Also brought home a Grammy for melodic performance. Fuck you, Tommy Richmond.
With Erykah Badu. And SZA, just some like little ones, like SZA won R&B song, right?
I think so, yeah.
First for Saturn. And yeah, I mean there was Lucky Day won one too.
Also Anderson .Paak and Knowledge won one for
they did.
That's one of my top albums. One of my top albums. I love that album. But I would be remiss to not say that Beyonce finally won the one Grammy that was, for whatever reason, beyond her grasp all this time.
Mm-hmm.
She finally got the Album of the Year.
Yes, she got Album of the Year, and then just recently she announced that she was going on tour. So, for Cowboy Carter. So
that was the big announcement that she pushed back.
Yeah. Get the get your tickets. Get your stuff, get your cowboy boots. I know it's gonna be hell trying to get them tickets.
Okay, but Okay, so can we talk about some of the Grammy fuckery now?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, for real.
About some of the fuckery.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, Kanye West. It's it's uh, it's almost like she got lobotomized.
So I want to go ahead and give a spoiler because if we're gonna talk about it, I want to talk about it now. He's my
Yes.
detention. He's my detention.
Okay.
This,
Let's.
this
Yeah.
um because I remember him when he was going through his like church phase, him being very upset with Kim about how much skin she showed and how much she put on Instagram, and how he didn't want his wife to be half naked places and things like that. Very very open about how he didn't want that. But you now have a wife who is naked all the time as if she's some like weird sex slave and giving you blowjobs in a boat.
And she looks like Kim.
Yes, it's weird. It's weird because and he was like she has a dress on. It's a sheer piece of paper, sir. She's butt naked on a
and,
on a
and then there was the report that they were escorted out of the Grammys because they were uninvited, which was actually like disputed and said that they just left. I'm hoping they actually did get kicked out because that would be way more on brand for Kanye.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Kanye hasn't put out anything. You haven't done anything. You've been acting insane. Your girlfriend is naked on our
Well,
red carpet.
to be fair, he was nominated for an award for
Oh, yeah.
Carnival, so he had a
Oh,
reason
yeah.
to
Okay.
be there.
I forgot about
He
Carnival.
did get nominated for Carnival.
Yes. I'm sitting here and I'm like, um, I just don't understand how in one moment you're criticizing your ex-wife about her being too revealing because you want to have a better example for your children, and then now your wife that you have now, you're just you just have her naked everywhere, and this isn't like a one-time occurrence. This is like all the time. Anytime they're out,
She's
she's
naked on the Vultures
all,
One album.
she's naked all the time. I'm like, what is this?
There is Kanye West has bought a new definition to trophy wife.
She's just naked. It feels like sex slavery. It's weird. And like on top of that, like she doesn't talk, she doesn't do anything. She just like is just
It's
there.
like she got lobotomized.
Yes, yes. Like he literally like hypnotized this girl and said, "You're gonna be naked and be around with me." It's just so weird. I'm like, what is going on? Why are you naked? I just
Listen. I apologize because as a Kanye West diehard fan, I could not wait anymore. I had to.
it's
Why?
my attention because I was so confused. I was like, what are you doing? And then on like what's driving me even more insane about all of this is the like weirdness on social media, like him unfollowing everybody but only following Taylor Swift for a second and then taking that off and then only following his wife and then like just the absurdity and then him posting like this was the dress that I created for my beautiful wife and it's literally a sheer piece of fabric and I'm like
I
I'm like
engineered this
yeah
specific
I
design.
I made this beautiful design for my beautiful wife.
It
Sir,
ain't a squiggly on that.
you literally took a piece of like sheer fabric and just decided to cut a head in it and arms in it and put it on her body with a fur coat.
So if you haven't figured out by now, we're throwing the rule, but there's no rules in this episode. There's no
I mean,
rules. We had to do Ty's detention a little.
I'm sorry we had to do a little early, guys. I
Um,
fuck
can
man.
we talk about the babyface disrespect?
Oh
Oh my! And like I said, the Grammys fuckery. Like let's.
Okay,
There
so
was
I
some
was asking
fuckery.
my coworkers because not all my coworkers know about like people, right? I said if it were your job to know about people in the music industry because you were at a music event, would you like make sure you knew who people were before you went to a red carpet event, especially if you work for the Associated Press? They're like, yes, of course. Like, I feel like I know the ins and outs of everybody, right? Under what circumstances would you just like, excuse me, I want to talk to Chapel Roan, to Babyface? Baby, you wouldn't
Let
have not a single R&B record out this bitch if it weren't for him.
let me let me say this.
I hope
Okay.
them bitches fired too, by the way. BT
Let
Dub.
let me say this. And I'm on record. I am on record as saying this. Okay. Babyface is the greatest songwriter living and breathing in the history of music today. And
Yes,
the only songwriter who was better than him, in my opinion, Quincy Jones.
right. And he ain't here no more.
Baby, what? What would be? Let's have some fun with this. Right? What would be the reverse equivalent of this?
I think if somebody were to like snub, who is like somebody like Celine Dion. I feel like if somebody snubbed Celine Dion on like a red carpet because they wanted to talk to SZA,
Like,
somebody would lose their fucking mind. They would burn the fucking place down to the ground.
oh my god, that was completely random. There was a photo of Cher and Janet Jackson that was going around from like 1973 when Janet was still like Penny from Good Times,
Yeah,
and it's just like every day I'm more and more convinced that Cher is a vampire because she's like
yeah.
grown and shit in 73 when Janet Jackson is this little girl, but Janet is like in her like damn near 60s now.
Right, right.
It's
How
weird.
long? Listen,
Yo, the disrespect. The disrespect.
I hope the bitch got fired. And you work for the Associated Press. That's insane.
That.
You should know better. You should know better.
We
They
got
should
anything?
look at who's coming to that. Like you didn't work for like a little small time magazine or like something like that. It's the Associated Press.
They
And
were
you don't know
almost my
who.
they were almost my detention this week. They were almost my detention this week. The disrespect
Just no.
was
And he was
ridiculous.
like, "Go do that. Go do that."
Um, and then the last Grammy fuckery subject that I have. Um, can we just start ignoring Jaden Smith now?
You know, I think we've all been ignoring him. I mean, I feel like the whole like I feel like Jada Pinkett. I feel like all of them is just kind of weird. Like I love Will, but you know when like your friend gets in a cult, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I know this. Or, or
Ever seen your friend join something and you're like, it's a little suspicious, you know? Like they like join an MLM and they start like marketing like you want to buy this $40 makeup or like juice drinks or whatever.
you have a friend that decides that they want to practice Freemasonry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I don't know.
I don't know enough about them, but like
It's like that. It's like you're like you wish them the best, but you just know that if they ever hit you up a messenger, you just don't respond. You know, it's just
and really quick tangent. Speaking of Will Smith, he do have a new song out with Big Sean.
I don't want that. I don't want. I'm detention for even making that with Big Sean. Get
but look, hear me out. Hear me
No,
out. Hear me out. Listen. It's a Matrix themed music video.
I don't.
But wait, you get it, Mr. Smith and Mr. Anderson.
No,
Come on, come on,
I don't.
come on, man, come on, man. Is is this mic on? Is it
Yeah,
on?
it's on, and I'm here, and I got all my brain cells. The light is on. We don't want any. Thank you.
We got you
Listening.
got anything else about the Grammys?
No, nothing else interesting from the Grammys. I did think the performances were good. We talked a little bit about the Weeknd's performance, which, oh my gosh, the amount of Facebook people that I have talking about that was the most demonic thing I've ever seen. Insane. Sabrina Carpenter, it was her funny little self. Walking down the stairs, disappearing and coming back, and like it was cute. It was cute. But yeah, no, it was a good award show. And I normally hate award shows, but this one was actually a really good one. I enjoyed it.
This was like the Red Kool-Aid of Grammys.
Oh yeah, it was. It was good. I had a good time. No, I think that was good. And let's see, where are we at now in the show, man? Oh, we're down. We're already to unpopular opinion.
Oh, well, you've been. Let's see if you can get yourself out of another one.
I don't think I'm gonna get myself out of this one.
Uh-oh.
Mad at me. Okay, unpopular opinion. I don't care what your relationship status is. Somebody gotta ask somebody to be their Valentine. You can't just assume.
What?
Yep.
What?
I tell my husband every year, one of us has to ask the other one to be each other's Valentine. You can't just assume that I'll be your Valentine because I'm your wife.
I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna hear you out.
Okay. So, because, okay, and I think partially it's just because I have like little kids around and like I want them to feel like the love of their parents.
Here you go, man. Don't do this. Do not do that.
I won't talk myself out. But what I'm saying is that like I always tell my husband, I was like, you don't always have to ask me to be your Valentine, and I won't always ask you, which is fine, like whatever. But you can't just assume that I'm your Valentine, because there was one time that Maya had asked me, which is my daughter, to be her Valentine. And I was like, well, yeah, sure. And then Maya's like, well, what do you mean? You're my Valentine. I said, you didn't ask me. You can't be my Valentine's now because Maya's my Valentine. So, I mean, sorry. You got swooped up on. So now we can't be Valentine's because this is my Valentine now. I can't have multiple. She's my only one. So I'm just saying, y'all need to ask. And also, it makes people feel good. Even if you don't have kids. Be like, be Valentine. It's cute. Do the thing. It doesn't always have to be the boy, too. Before people get in here, what do men always have to do everything? It doesn't always have to be you. It could be your girlfriend or your wife or whatever to ask you to be their Valentine. But it can't be every year. She can't ask you every year. You better ask too. Go ask your wife to be her Valentine. Be like, can I be your Valentine? I bet she thinks that's cute.
So what is your unpopular opinion?
My unpopular opinion is I don't care what relationship status is. Somebody needs to ask somebody to be their Valentine. You can't just assume. Just because you guys are in a relationship. Somebody got to ask. Because that's how Valentine's Day works.
Here's my thought process, okay? First of all, this is the wildest thing I think I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, somebody got to ask. Yeah.
The man in me wants to push that red button and just send you to the depths right now.
Sends me away. I think that it can't always be the guy who asks you. You can ask your husband to be, will you be my
But the father in me, the new father in me that I am, is starting to learn the importance of displaying love in a house in a healthy manner that your children can see and be witness for and be inspired by.
Right.
Solely off of that, you are somehow going back to class.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's Simmy.
Cause like,
You know how like Mr. Smithers has those like the hounds, the floor
yes,
fucking falls off.
Mr. Burns got the
When
fuck.
I was like, go to the hounds.
Cause I'm like, excuse me. But and I think that that's something just on a personal level that I have to work on in my marriage is just still maintaining that cute innocence that got us to where we are to begin with and not lose that. So, like you saying, like, yo, if you were to ask your wife to be your Valentine's, she would probably think that's really cute. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Like, you are probably 1000% right on that. So, regardless of my opinion on it, 'cause I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I understand from that standpoint, and it's as a man, I can admit it's something I have to work on.
Right. But I think that if your wife came to you and said, honey, will you be my Valentine? I think that even though like
I would laugh.
you may like even if you didn't care, like I'm pretty sure that inside that'd probably make you feel a little warm.
I don't know. I would laugh. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But that's what I'm saying though. But it'd make you feel a little warm though, right? You're like, she want me to be her damn Valentine.
I'm gonna need you to become a defense attorney. How do you keep doing this every week?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client did not do it.
Fuck it, man. Go back to class, man. Before I change my mind, go back to fucking class.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Oh my goodness.
Now, all my listeners out here, if you have a significant other, go ask them to be your Valentine. You don't have to have stuff. You don't have to have candy, cakes, or whatever. Just lay down and be like, will you be my Valentine? And they'll be like, oh, yeah. And I bet they'll smile for a good 10 minutes. Okay, so just do it.
The wildest thing I've ever heard on this show.
I'm sorry. It's true.
God damn it, man.
Okay. Do you have an unpopular opinion you need to share with me?
Not this week. That floored the fuck out of me.
We spent a lot of time talking about the thing that I need to talk to you about.
Yes.
So I have been working really hard to finish the season 2 and season 3 of Raising Kanan.
Yes, she is.
Tail end of season 2. So I just finished episode 6. So I have 7, 8, 9, and I think there's 10 episodes. So 4 more. Well, no, 8, 9, and 10. So I have 3 more episodes to go.
So I definitely need proper context to at where you are right now to avoid any potential spoilers.
Okay, so where I'm at right now is that we just so unique. Okay, hold on. So Rock went to Unique and said, "Hey, I have an issue with the Italians in New York. You are about to help me, right?" They meet up at the little fucking Coney shit or whatever. And okay, so does this give you a little? This is the episode that. This is the where I have ended. Okay, so they meet up. They're trying to work together and get all the shit together because Unique. They're like, "Oh, you owe me a favor." He's like, "Oh, we're in this together, aren't we?" And she's like, "That's not what I fucking said." Okay, whatever. But anyway, but this is and she was like, Kanan's in on this. He needs to know everything. Like blah blah blah. You know, yada yada yada. And then that's where this episode ends. And then I have 3 more before the season finale. So this is where I'm at. We've been to the Catskills, where he was messing around with that white girl. We've seen Jukebox find her mom, and you know whatever, and dressing in the girly clothes and shit, and like whatever. her song gets stolen by, this other bitch, which I kind of suspected that this would happen, but like, whatever.
Yep.
Um, the reveal. Okay, I should probably go back. Let's go back. So at the end of the season, Kanan shoots. I should probably spoiler alert if you're trying to watch this shit, but hopefully you're not behind in the world like me. But anyway, Kanan shoots the cop, right? Doesn't kill him. Cop wakes up, yada yada. He goes to Rock and is like, I know that's my fucking son. And I'm like, huh?
Yep.
Rock?
Huge twist out the gate.
He said, oh, no, baby. I said, how does he know this? Like, how are you aware that this is your actual son? He's like, no, I got the sample from him and I ran that shit. And guess what? It's me. Yikes. Okay. Yikes. I'm still kind of reeling for Jukebox because I feel so fucking bad for her at the beginning of this season because the girlfriend dies.
And then also, you are a black teenage lesbian in the early 90s.
Just heart-wrenching. And like I said last time when I talked about the first season about me just wanting to grab Jukebox and just hug her. I just want to hug her. I just want to swear back and forth and be like, it's gonna be all okay. Because like, oh my God, the trauma that this girl is going through.
She went through a lot in season 2.
Yes, she went through a lot in season 1, so far she's gone through so much. I feel for her, but she has this weird relationship with this cop, with the other cop. I forget people's names, guys. The cop played by Omar Epps' partner. Okay.
Partner, yep.
So, because she also is a lesbian, and she was like trying to relate, and like I think that obviously she's doing this with a motive, duh. But she's gaining this relationship with her, and I think that this relationship that she has with this cop may be what sends Jukebox in the trajectory that she goes, where we find her again in power. Okay. So anyway, the partner is trying to figure out the shit about her partner, played by Omar Epps, because he's so secretive and like all this other shit. Okay. So she's trying to get down to the bottom of what the fuck he's hiding. Which honestly, she needs to mind her own fucking business. But anyway. So we see that they try to frame Unique for this cop shooting. Okay. They throw the jacket, they whatever, like, whatever. They realize that this nigga was at a McDonald's when the shooting happened. So obviously it couldn't have been him, so they let him go. All right. But when Unique comes back, all his shit's gone. Okay. Unique ain't got shit to stand on. Okay. And I feel so bad because I feel like all of the people that like he had that he was paying and doing all this shit for literally just like said fuck it and was out. Okay. Mama complaining, girlfriend everybody fucking mad because he ain't making the same money and like all this other shit. Just bullshit. So Unique is pissed, obviously. Quite obviously. And Unique is like, what can I do to figure this shit out? So he goes to old boy who's at the bingo game with his grandma. Okay. And it's like, what do I...
the plug.
Yeah. Goes to him. What the fuck? And he's like, I'm not giving you shit. You're done. The flag has been waved for your ass. Like, go. Like, where I'm gonna put you? What block are you going on? It's all taken over. What the fuck? Like, you don't have shit. So then, goes back, mad again. Sends his girl into the thing, sees Rock coming out the convenience store, which I can't remember if this happens in season 1 or 2, that she kills the convenient girl's husband. Is that... Is that season?
I
In season
can't
one?
remember what season that
Remember
happened
where this
in.
happens, in context of the story. But she works out a deal with her and her cousin, who is the Colombian connect for the drugs that she is getting. Right. Um.
I hold on, hold on. Whoa.
Mhm.
Explain that again, because I'm thinking about a particular character, but I want to make sure I'm on the same page.
So the convenience store lady where she keeps all of her drug money, she kills her husband and is doing deals with that lady's cousin or uncle or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Um and that's her drug connect because she couldn't get any more drugs from old boy from the bingo thing. So she had to figure out a new connect, and that's him.
Okay. What I will say is I'm really starting to realize how much more shit actually happens in season 3 that you haven't got to yet.
Yeah.
Um so I'll leave it at that as far as that goes, because I can't
Right.
really say my feelings about certain people at
Right.
this moment.
They're biased because other shit has happened. And
Yes.
so, one thing that I thought was weird was that Quincy Brown, which is Albie Shore's and Kim Porter's son, adopted by Diddy, is in this project that is produced by 50 Cent. That
That boy,
fuck off. When I
that
saw
boy,
this,
that
I
boy 50,
said,
that boy
Quincy.
50 is methodical, man, isn't he?
I said, is that fucking Quincy? What the fuck are you doing here?
You messaged me and told me that, but like with no context. So I had to say, I was like, oh, she's watching Power. I forgot he was.
I'm like, why is he here? It kept throwing me off. It literally kept throwing me off. I'm like, why are you
But
here?
now, since you're almost 2 seasons in,
Right.
you can give me a little bit more insight in what you think about certain characters. So, what you think about the brothers, Marvin?
Okay.
Like,
So
yeah,
the brother that's in the music game, guys, I'm telling you, I'm terrible with names. I never remember anybody's fucking name. Never. I can tell you who it is, but I can't tell you what their name is. Anyway,
I don't know why his name is slipping me too, because he's one of my favorite characters, and I love him in Snowfall,
right. So the
because
dude,
he, if you ever seen him in real life doing a regular interview, he has an extremely strong and noticeable LA accent.
that's interesting.
Yeah. It's like E40
Oh,
strong.
man.
No, it's a mind fuck. Like
Okay.
it was almost like Damson Idris learning an American accent by Dub C, which is the craziest thing ever, the
That's
craziest story ever.
that's insane. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look that up. So I okay, so he's really getting into his music stuff and whatever. I feel really bad because like I feel like the family does
Lulu.
okay, yeah. I feel like they don't care that he literally had a near death experience. I don't think that they give a shit that literally they tried to this man was in a coma. Like literally didn't know if he was going to wake up. And I understand that they were like, I'm in this for life or whatever. But you literally just had a near death experience. And he's like, I just want to focus on this and I want to do this. And Rock is like, this is my fucking money. And everything that I give you goes into this place and like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, girl, shut I love you, Rock. But girl, shut the
Did
fuck
they
up.
did they have that iconic scene between Rock and Lulu yet? There
Um,
is an iconic scene from this show, and I don't know if it's in season 2. It's for sure in season 2.
is it when she's talking to him about like, I don't know. I don't know what scene you're talking about.
Okay, I can you would know it. You would
Okay.
know it.
Because like I know that she has a conversation about him one on one about like where they're like in the house the like not the house but the fucking apartment or whatever, and she has a one on one conversation with him about like where his loyalties lie, you know. And I don't know if that's the conversation that you're talking about, but it's like an at length conversation that she is having with this man about like this is what we're gonna fucking do.
the conversation in the iconic scene was her, and it's not a spoiler, but it's her revealing to him that she made a mistake, like a big one. I don't
Um,
think you got to it yet.
I don't think so. I don't think that she's talked to him about anything else that's been going on.
Okay,
I
there
know
there is an iconic scene between them two though.
she hasn't talked to she hasn't talked to him about she hasn't talked to anybody about the whole detective being her baby daddy at all, or like
Hmm.
anything. Like, she hasn't talked to anything. She hasn't said anything besides she told Kanan that if he comes to you, he's crazy and like don't listen to him. It's
Okay,
practically
I got you. I got you. I got you. I was want to make sure. I was want to make sure.
right. So but yeah. So and then Marvin is in anger management right now.
Yes.
And him trying to watching Marvin trying to navigate his anger is the funniest shit I have ever seen. I know it's not supposed to be comical, but it's so funny because literally he's working so hard to
I ain't gonna lie.
not crash out every 2 seconds.
I'll say this. By the time season 3 comes, he's gonna be your favorite character.
I love him. I love him. He's so down. He's so great. And him trying to, I was literally gagging watching him get that body out of the wall. Uh, uh,
Doing all the dirty work, man.
okay. Trying to get the body out the wall. But I do enjoy his character. I think that whatever he's doing is going to be fantastic. Again, Jukebox. I just want to hug and hold that girl. Oh my goodness. She's
It,
just going through it. Marvin choked her out in her room, smashed up the only thing she really had of, like the tape that she had, but she did have the little letter or whatever.
yeah.
And so I just was like trying to find her mom, and then she finally finds her mom, and then she was trying to write songs, and they were like, she's not pretty enough, so we're gonna give it to this pretty girl. Like, it just, oh my god. Like, this girl's going through such an identity crisis right now. Like, she's going through such a crisis right now, and ugh, poor Rock.
um,
Poor Jukebox.
Let me ask you this. This
Oh,
hasn't happened. This hasn't happened. This is not a spoiler. This is just purely speculation.
right.
Do you think Kanan is eventually going to kill Rock?
What?
Because you have to think in present day power, Rock was never really talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because we're seeing the infant stages of how he becomes just this cold-blooded, no emotions killer.
Right.
So like, I don't know, and I don't even know how the show's gonna end up, but it was something. But by this time, it kind of planted in my head like, man, well, what does happen to Rock?
Rock. Which I did think about this too. When Rock was in the episode where Rock goes and looks at the house in New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and she's there with what's the nigga name? Sincere Buar.
Oh my god, Captain Savo. He the that nigga was the love interest in the Tyler Perry movie.
I know.
He was the love interest. He was the love interest at the end of like every Medea movie.
Right. Je ne sais quoi, or whatever the fuck his name is.
And they say Qua is fucking insane.
Whatever his name is.
Samar Moore.
Some fucking name. I don't know. So when they're looking at the house and shit, And she was like, I could just see us. I'm gonna put a chandelier here, and I'm gonna have dinners here, and this is what I'm gonna do, and like blah blah blah. Like literally in that moment, I just thought like, how does this all end? Because you can move, you can run, you can hide, but in the work that you do, there is no end but to die. Like, like that's it. And so when she was in that house, I literally had this weird, how like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know how you just have this really bad feeling about something? Like you're just like, I don't like how this feels. When she was in that house and she was just like looking around and stuff, I'm like, I don't like this. And I don't know why, but it just made me think about her mortality. I don't know why, but it did. So I don't know what's going to happen to Rock. And I don't know if somebody's going to kill her or because I know she doesn't grow old, like that's not how this is going to work. So it just, how?
Yeah, I really, I really need you to get to season 3 because it's so much I want to be. It's so much more I want to give to the conversation, and I can't.
Which is okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting
No,
there.
and I am super proud of you for that.
By time we talk again, I probably should be in the middle of season. I probably should be at the beginning or the middle of season 3.
Got
Um,
you.
so because 3 episodes, I normally can do 3 episodes in a day, so I should be pretty close by time we talk again. But yeah, so I'll leave that for there. Okay.
Yes.
And then little small Diddy update. Nothing insane.
Diddy update the first of 2025 here on In the Hall.
So HBO Max came out with a documentary on the whole Diddy situation, like his uprising and like all the, and people from his life and from around his career and things like that were giving interviews. It was very if anybody watched the fall of R. Kelly or whatever the fuck it was. If you've seen that, it's very reminiscent style wise of that. So I didn't learn anything new while I was watching this, but it was just a lot of insight on how the inner workings of Diddy and how things were happening. So I mean, we'll keep you updated if anything happens court wise or lawsuit wise or whatever with Diddy, but I can tell you, I'm sure pretty soon he'll be sent to the depths of prison hell. So
Like, wasn't in that documentary there was a guy who like used to work for him, and then like, his responsibility was getting like baby oil and shit for like
yeah,
him, and then he was talking about the so okay, I'm just gonna say this. As a man, not saying it wouldn't be traumatizing, but I feel like as a man, that experience would have only been traumatizing for him if he wasn't straight. And I don't think that was made clear.
but the thing is that I think it would be traumatizing for anybody because
No,
like
yeah, no.
if
Yeah.
you're not consenting for people to be doing stuff to you in front of you or whatever the case may be, and who knows what you're seeing from what other people are saying is that he was like, there were situations where he was full on drugging people and raping them. That is probably horrific to see if you were not expecting to see said thing.
Fair enough.
Right.
But yeah, I was just seeing because they was talking about, you know what I'm saying, the guy that like forced him to have sex with a consenting chick. And I was like, well, the only way that would be traumatized or relate, but not saying the only way. It's just man brain right now. Just excuse me. Watch the doc. Watch the doc.
It's just, I don't know. And I just felt so bad. And the stuff that he was saying, like, to poor Dawn. My goodness. Like, it just,
Hang on.
I remember, did you watch Making the Band, the girl version, Making the Group or whatever, when they did the girl version of, when they made Danity Kane? Did
I'm
you
not saying
watch?
Danity can't.
Yeah.
No, but all of them are coming out the woodwork all of a sudden
Okay.
doing interviews.
So if I went back and watched it as an adult because some saint had uploaded it to YouTube one time and I had watched it while I was at work. And when I tell you, I did, obviously early 2000s, like, shock factor was like not a thing. Like we didn't really care that people were mean to people or like whatever. And I remember when he was like looking at her going, "You're one cheeseburger away. You're one cheeseburger away. Like you can't you can't be, you feel good like that." And I remember like being like, man, like he's mean to her. But watching it as an adult, I'm like, this girl, like, when I tell you she couldn't have weighed over like 140 pounds, and she's not short, okay? And you're telling her that she's one cheeseburger away from like being out the group. I'm like, do you want this girl to be anorexic? Like, the stuff that they were saying and putting these girls through was insane now that I think about it. And I'm like, good Lord, and we let this be on TV? Okay.
Jeez.
They were putting the boys, that's the thing, they were not putting like Day 26 through this. They got Let's Sing Boys to Men against a bunch of group of dudes that can't sing.
They also have a new album out.
Day 26?
Yes. They just did a Breakfast Club interview. They have a new album out.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Check it out.
Oh,
Go ahead.
speaking of random, I forgot to include this in the new music section, so just like jump back for just like a brief second.
This is the episode, no rules.
Yeah, JoJo, not JoJo Siwa, regular JoJo, leave, get out, her. She put out a little, it's not really an album, like a little EP. It's real short, like 6 songs.
Little 6-pack.
Real good. Go listen to that. Love you.
Okay. Also, someone I wouldn't mind seeing on The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing her on The Masked Singer, but if she has a little EP out, it's real good.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ty, I am in my television show bag in 2025. I got a banger for you.
Go for it. Go for it. Give it to me.
So, brand new show. It is out on Hulu. Goes by the name of Paradise.
Oh.
This is starring Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There are currently 3 episodes out.
I haven't seen Sterling in a while.
So slight spoiler alert. Well, spoiler alert, because I have to give the proper context to kind of reel you in.
Yes, sir.
So you remember last week when I talked about gangs in New York, and like 5 minutes into the show, like the mob boss gets killed?
Yeah.
So Sterling K. Brown plays this. He's pretty much like a Secret Service agent for the president.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert: 2 minutes into this show, finds the president dead. He's shot. The president is dead, like dead as fuck.
Oh well.
So it goes from that to, what I'm saying, trying to figure out like who shot the president. And it flashes back to like his, relationship with the president and how he originally interviewed for the job with the president. And it was alluding that he had a wife and he has children, but he had a wife. Spoiler alert, and this is good. Huh?
I said this reminds me of 24. Did you ever watch 24?
Kinda, but
Okay,
this is.
go ahead.
I did watch 24. Kiefer Sutherland is kind of hit and miss for me.
Okay.
But this was the big twist. So it was revealed. It flashes back to where he was in this room with the president and like a lot of like top like governmental executives.
Mm-hmm.
And he said like, yo, we are trusting you with pretty much some G14 classified information.
Okay.
Do you still like to sit here and know this? Because it's kind of there's no turning back from this once you know what this is.
It's aliens.
They open this box and it contains like a device.
Aliens.
That the big reveal was they talk about this device. It goes back to like the present day, and the episode ends. It's like episode 1, I think. Episode 1 ends with them revealing that where they're living at right now was an underground city that they built in Colorado. The world ended. They built this underground city and only fit 25,000 people on it. So there was only 25,000 people left in humanity, and he was one of them.
And they don't know?
Well, yes. I believe everyone is aware of it, but as the viewer, you was not made aware of it. Because it was so his wife wasn't one of the 25,000 people picked. And it's still not revealed yet in how they picked the 25,000 people or what happened to the world. That's still to be determined and revealed. Paradise, man, on Hulu, man, I'm telling you.
And the president, so the people they elected to run the shit, is dead.
Is dead as fuck. Paradise on Hulu, man.
So what the fuck? Okay, I gotta watch that because
Paradise on Hulu, man.
I got hella questions.
I had to spoil episode 1 to reel you in, but once I reeled you in, I know I got you.
I got 5 questions right now, and you ain't got the answers to them. That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, there are 3 episodes out right now. I think new episodes come out every Thursday, so this can be a weekly thing that we can talk about. You get opportunity to catch up. Paradise, Sterling K. Brown. Enough said.
I'm about to hop on that. I do have to tell you about one thing that wasn't really a TV show. It was a YouTube episode. Cat Williams was on Theo Von's podcast. And anybody knows me knows that I love Theo. I love Theo Von. He's so funny to me. But he was on, Cat Williams was on his show, and anytime Cat Williams is on anything at the beginning of the year, I'm tuning in because he might know something I don't know. Nostradamus, okay? He might know something I don't know. But this was a good thing. He just kind of talked about his life and comedy and like things like that. Nothing crazy. This was not like the equivalent of like Shannon Sharp. Like nothing insane happened. But if you do want some more insight of just like the life and comedy of Cat Williams, it's a good watch. It's like 2 hours long, so if you want to put it on during work or whatever. And Theo Von's really funny. So
I might definitely got to check that out.
Yeah.
Any other shows?
No, I think that's it. I've literally only really been watching Power, so because I'm trying to get done before they start again in March.
Let me see. Any other shows for me? Not really. Shout out to Krista Shields. She won her last fight. She was walked out by Papoose, which was wild. If you remember the whole thing with Papoose and Remy Ma talked about a few episodes back. Really just getting ready for the Super Bowl this weekend.
Right.
There was a there was a crossover special for Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I watched any movies or anything this week.
Yeah, me neither. And that actually slides right into my hall pass, which is, I live in Kansas, and our closest metro team is in Kansas City, Missouri, which is the Chiefs, and they are in the Super Bowl. And if they use the word three-peat, they gotta pay, because there's a copyrighted word for a man who didn't even get a three-peat. That is insane. So
Who
anyway,
copyrighted the word? Who copyrighted the term?
let's see. I know that y'all, I told you I'm bad with names. They have to pay Pat Riley to use three-peat.
Holy shit! Pat Riley came up with the term three-peat.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So because the Lakers achieved their third consecutive championship in 2002, so they made they trademarked three-peat. So if the Chiefs use three-peat, they have to pay Pat Riley. So we're gonna have a different term. But yeah, don't come in our comments talking about I don't watch that much football anyway, guys. So don't come in here talking about the refs. Don't come in here talking about none of that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I was hoping for a Lions Super Bowl. Okay, I was hoping for a Lions Super Bowl.
I was praying for.
I was hoping.
We've literally
not what we wanted, but this is what we got. So
we've literally got so. I've never seen a team as injured as like literally in my entire life of watching football. Like it's 11 players on the field at a certain time. We had like 9 starters on defense with season-ending injuries, and that's just on one side of the ball. I think collectively it was like close to 20. We had backups like damn near everywhere playing, and we still made it to the number 1 seed somehow.
That's insane. Well, I mean, the Chiefs didn't play very well this year. I don't even know how we ended up here. Anyway, yeah. So that was my hall pass. Go Chiefs. Do your thing. I hope you win.
Yeah.
I'm Jalen Hurts' 90-year-old outfit. He always be showing up like he an uncle somewhere.
I have friends who are diehard Eagles fans, which is like the second most obnoxious fan base next to the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, seriously.
I'm going for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I always hate to be a Debbie Downer, but my hall pass is on the somber note again this week.
Oh no.
This goes out to myself and all of my classmates, and this is going to the friends and family of Mrs. Cheeks, who was my high school principal. She passed away this week at the age of 70. So shout out to her. She made high school fun, man. My upper class year. She was my principal for my junior and senior year. Really exposed us to just a lot of positive things. Being we're coming from an extremely impoverished community in Buena Vista Township in Saginaw, Michigan. But yeah, man. Rest in peace to Mrs. Cheeks, man.
Yeah, condolences to her friends and her family and people who loved her.
Absolutely. And then I am gonna double dip into my detention.
Oh Lord.
This is fun. I'm gonna read an article for the New York Post.
Oh no, here we go.
I'm gonna give you the headline.
Okay, here we go.
Drug kingpin arrested in the United Kingdom after wife posted lavish vacation photos online, giving away his location.
Oh my God.
So,
oh my God.
So,
how the hell you? Ma'am. Ma'am.
This is from the New York Post. A highly sought-after drug kingpin was captured when officials tracked his wife's social media account and pinpointed his location during their lavish European vacation. I do not know how to pronounce his name, so we're just gonna say Luis Manuel Picado, 43, was arrested at a London airport in December after he was accused of shipping cocaine from Limon, Costa Rica to the U.S. Nicaragua's La Prensa reported. Picado, who goes by his alias Shock, you was shocked, all right, was wanted by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration for several months for his alleged involvement in international drug trafficking. The alleged kingpin, who rarely traveled with his 32-year-old wife, reportedly purchased $20,000 worth of plane tickets to fly his wife and family to Europe. So he was a naturalized Costa Rican citizen, met his wife in Paris, and had planned to ring in the New Year's with his family in England before his arrest. To document the vacation, his wife, Estefania McDonald Rodriguez, made several posts to a now deleted Instagram account. No, it's too late. To a now deleted Instagram account during her European travels. One post captured a couple posing underneath the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Oh my.
Nigga.
Like, I'm sitting here like, you have to know that this man deals in drugs. And you are posting his location on the... Are you stupid? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
But the funny thing is, she posted a picture where she's on the beach holding two parrots. And it's like, dog,
you
bruh.
can ass off of social media for one day. Social media death, y'all. I swear to God.
And it said he rarely traveled with. You wonder why we don't want to take y'all any further.
No, because I got picked up. Because you can't keep your mouth shut. Like, honestly, you couldn't have waited until we were back home somewhere else to post these pictures. So then it throws off the lead and they think we in Paris, and then they go to Paris and we ain't fucking there. You're so dumb.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that she posted that, or the fact that she's his wife and posted that.
Why do you even have a social media when you were a drug cartel dealer's wife? I wouldn't have a social media. You would not catch me with a social media if I was related to any sort of drugs.
That's one of the funniest things.
Person you've ever fucking met.
So yeah, let me so Estefania McDonald Rodriguez, to the gallows with you. Detention you go. Cause what? Cause why?
Dummies, man. Absolute dummies.
What's on the deck this week, Ty?
I gotta go way back.
Let's go back. Let's do it.
We going back real far. Okay, we to the back. I went back because I was listening to my little neo soul playlist in the car, and this Jaheim song came on, and I said, you know what?
Ooh.
Let me go back and listen to Ghetto Love, and I did, and I enjoyed every second of it. So.
Was that the album the cover where he was in like the white short sleeve?
Yeah.
Oh my, that's such a great fucking album.
I tell you. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a great album that nobody talks about.
I went back and listened to Ghetto Love by Jaheim, and it was really good. So yeah. That's what's on the deck, man.
Oh my God.
Go listen.
What do I have on that's such a great album. I know what I'm listening to tomorrow on my way to work.
Go listen.
Holy shit. You know what? I got 2 songs this week.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, I don't know what makes me love this song so much. Cause I'm not that big of a fan of the artist.
Okay.
Um Coming and Going by Kyle featuring Take 6. I think this came out back in 2020, I believe.
Yeah, Kyle's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for some good synths. That got some good 80s like late 80s early R&B like synths.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
like.
That's a great song. And then secondly, which is I think it's a conversation I want to have on on our Patreon show whenever we get there. It's a talk about so because the intro to the Weeknd album made me go back and look at songs that was either heavily sampled or they did some type of interpolation of like very popular songs, and it made me go back to Between Us by Division featuring Snow Allegra.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, I'll know that I love Snow Allegra, so
We got to get a Snow Allegra album in 2025, man. It's time.
she need to give us something,
It's
please.
time. We need the vibe. So yeah, Coming and Going by Kyle featuring Take 6, and then Between Us featuring Division, by Division featuring Snow Allegra is on the deck and show and tell for me this week.
Alrighty, yeah. Go listen to Ghetto Love.
Oh my god, I will. I am.
I was like, you know what, Jaheim? Come on.
Holy shit, man.
Oh, we made it.
We made it.
Made it,
We
guys.
made it. Like, if you're still listening, thank you.
Please.
But yeah, we still yeah, we have the YouTube up, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. So for everybody who is not fortunate enough to have streaming services, this is for you guys. So every episode will be posted on YouTube. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and if you are one of those privileged fuckers who has streaming services, rate us 5 stars, man. Rate us 5 stars. Give us all the thumbs up. Really helps us to get more viewers out here, man. But man, this was an episode, man.
I feel like I just ran a marathon.
And like I'm never really taken aback by the end of an episode like this. But like before we actually end the episode, but holy shit, we spent 50 minutes talking about the Weeknd and the Grammys.
Yeah, because there was so much that happened. It was insane. It was literally like, all right, you guys, we were like scrapping together topics last week, trying to figure out how we were gonna fill the space because there just wasn't anything going on. And then this week it was like, boom, here's everything.
You know what? I got you. Holy shit. Oh, and also, I do have 2 honorable mentions for detention this week as well. That was super fucking close. Number 1, also sports related. I almost sent the Dallas Mavericks at detention because what the absolute fuck. We'll leave it at that. And then also, I'm gonna give you some homework, Ty.
I'm scared.
There is a new song by our beloved Tommy Richmond.
No.
Please go check that out. And let's
Why?
talk about it next week.
During Black History Month? No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can give him maybe a little bit of my time, but I will not give him any more than a few minutes.
This song is going to offend you.
Offend me?
Yes.
I'm scared. Why am I doing this then? If it's offensive.
Actually, is that a new song, or was it a song that was on the EP that he put out?
I don't want to
I
listen.
thought it might not be a new stuff, but there was a Tommy Richmond song I recently heard that it almost sounded like Crank That, as far as like the steel drums.
No.
It's no, nigga. I will hunt this song down and send it to you tonight. I don't know if I had the impression it was a new song. It might not be because it's not popping up on Spotify. I will hunt that song down and send it to you tonight.
Send it to me, and I can't believe that I'm dealing with this man during the month of February. I don't want to deal with him, but I'll listen to it.
Yes, but yeah. Like us on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
Man, this was a very, 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 very fun episode.
It was.
Talked about a lot of good topics. Didn't have time for One Gotta Go this week or Memory Lane. I did have Memory Lane, but didn't have time for it.
Yeah.
We will tackle those next week. Give us some One Gotta Go's in the comments, man, and let us know how you feel about the Grammys. This is like I said, this episode title will be the Red Kool-Aid of Grammys. I'm gonna tell you that right because it was. Yeah, I'm still floored by it.
And maybe I'll put up a poll to ask other people who their what if artist is.
Yes, because that was a great. Let's revisit this topic next week.
Yeah, what
because
if?
I didn't really have time to really think.
Gonna marinate on it. It's
Yeah, because I gotta I can give you some good ones.
all right. We'll have to revisit this one. But
Yes,
maybe we'll put up so watch the Facebook. Maybe we'll put up a poll for it or something.
yes.
But like us, subscribe, rate the show. You guys have been lovely.
All the things.
All the things.
Do all of the things. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. I'm just having the time of my life with my best friend doing this podcast. And y'all support is just a cherry on top. So we thank you guys again. Do you got anything else, Ty?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, other than that, it is business as usual. Thank you for all y'all love and support. Like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell they mama. And as always, once that bell rings, better not catch you out in the hall. I have been Klev.
I have been Ty.
And as always, we will see you guys next week.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.